Knocking on Heaven's Door by Misagoni. Chapter 2. Survival. Summary. Ace knocked at Heaven's door and nobody answered, so he's still alive now. You find your pillow wet as you wake. Another nightmare. Another night spent crying in your sleep. Raising your gaze, you find two worried black orbs regarding you, looking at you quietly. Again? He asks. But there's no need for you to reply, the answer laying in your tear-streaked cheeks. You nod regardless. Again. Ace sighs and caresses your cheek gently, wiping the tears away tenderly. Oh, sunshine. His tone is a mix of exasperation and exhaustion. There have been quite a few mornings recently, with you plagued by dastardly dreams. Unsurprising, considering the recent events. You reach out a hand, tracing the large crater in his chest. Seeing it brings back the memories you had just seen in your nightmare. Akaino. Ace, lifeless, falling to the floor. It is nothing short of a miracle that he is still with you now. Ace stops you from tracing the massive scar, intertwining his fingers with yours. Sunshine, I'm here. Tears well up in your sleepy eyes, as your eyes raise back up to meet his. I know, I'm sorry, I just can't shake the image of... You cut yourself off. If you finish that sentence, you are more than likely to start crying properly, and you're not sure you will be able to stop again. Ace smiles sadly and scoots closer, strong arms enveloping you, pulling you towards him as he buries his face in your hair. Sunshine, I'm okay. We're going to be okay. You tremble in his arms as you let out a choked sob. I know, I get it. Ace presses a tender kiss on top of your head. We're all struggling without Pops. That was a bit of an understatement. Marco had been doing his best to fill in for the larger-than-life pirate captain, but grief had hollowed out even the strength of the usually resilient Phoenix. Things had fallen into complete disarray. None of the divisions had known what to do after following Whitebeard's last command of fleeing Marineford. Some of Whitebeard's allies had broken off and fled the scene in the chaos. The 6th Division had been sunk completely, and the remaining survivors had had to be evacuated onto the other ships. You'd have lost the love of your life too, if not for Trafalgar Law. He'd shown up right at the end of the war, and while he had originally only intended to save Luffy, you had moved heaven and earth to ensure that he would save Ace too. First, even. You can be pretty convincing when you want to be, and you might have just taken his polar bear mink hostage and threatened to kill him if he didn't treat Ace first. Which was definitely not what Ace would have wanted. He'd have put his little brother first by all means, his own life be damned, not at the risk of Luffy's. But fortunately for Ace, you didn't have those kind of concerns. Law had told you afterwards that your insistence had guaranteed Ace's survival, even if the operation's success had been rather unlikely to begin with. Now, both of the brothers were alive thanks to you, and all of your weapons were at the bottom of the ocean. Turns out the hot pirate's captain did not take kindly to having his bear threatened. Sunshine? Ace breaks you out of your thoughts. You hum. Sorry, I keep spacing out. Ace presses another kiss on top of your head. I've noticed. You sigh. Sweetheart, I really think you should remain dead. Ace tenses, preparing himself for yet another argument. Like you haven't spoken about this way too many times already. No, Marco needs me. I can't just go into hiding and leave him behind with this mess. I won't turn on my brother. You push back a little, looking up at him pleadingly. Please, the Marines will move heaven and earth to catch you now that the truth is out. Ace's eyes darken. The truth about his heritage. The truth about his father. You continue. The war was already a terrible look for them. They went and announced that Goldie... You cut off and correct yourself, not wanting to anger him further. That he had a son. They can't just ignore you from this point forth. It'd damage their reputation greatly. Hiding and leaving my friends behind won't help me either, Ace replies. Of course it would. Anyone would have expected you not be able to survive that attack. The world thinks you're dead. Why can't you just use that to your advantage? Ace's expression hardens further. No matter what, I won't run away from my responsibility to my brothers. They need me, now more than ever. They all risk their lives to save my own worthless one. I could never leave them now. Stop asking this of me. His voice turns pained. Please, Sunshine, don't ask things of me that I cannot possibly provide. You sigh and settle back down in bed. How can I not ask this of you? Every night I dream of your death. Every moment I spend where I'm not with you, I have this nagging worry at the back of my mind, worrying if you're really okay, if you're well, if you're even still alive. Ace sighs deeply and goes silent for a little while. I can't, Sunshine. I can't. You end up falling asleep in his arms once again, tired from your emotions and grief. But peaceful rest does not come to you this time either. It takes a very long time for either of you to even begin healing.